And he went on to win a European super bantamweight title not that long ago. That's the kind of pedigree in and around this ring. And joining me, of course, a man who got to the very top. A world champion, yes. Oh, yes, Mr. Barry Jones joins me.
Everyone gets a bit of luck, don't they? Everyone gets a bit of luck.
Well, you need a slice of it along the way, but you need a whole lot more behind. And you had a rich amateur pedigree as well, Barry. Lots of experience, travelled across the world, and that's certainly the case for Daniel Krotter. He's been to World Championships, he's been to European Championships. The Olympic dream wasn't quite realised, but pretty much everything else besides.
Yeah, and what it gives you an understanding of how good you can be. It gives you an ambition to want to be better, and also it gives you good structure. And you can see it already from his style, the way his feet moved with his hands. So you just see when he stabbed to the body with the jab, the feet came in and out, so it got him into range to land the shot. Got him out the range to get out of any sort of trouble. So technically he's quite good and keeps his shape really well here. First look at him, and he's pretty good to look at.
Long as well for super welterweight. Very, very long and rangy for the weight, and he tends to make those kind of potential advantages work for him. Everything at distance, behind the jab.
You've got to use your attributes to their full advantage, haven't you? So if you're short and powerful, and those things are not exclusive together all the time, but you have to try and get in close and work away and feel the pressure. If you're long and you've got fast hands and fast feet, then you naturally would want to keep it at distance and try and be in and out and frustrate your opponent if you can, and don't allow them, force them to make a mistake by trying to get close, and then you make them pay for that mistake.
And you can see Ambomo. I mean, he's thick set from the waist up. He looks like a light heavy at a cruiserweight, doesn't he? And he's got that high guard, which is difficult to pierce. There was a nice right hand that clipped him behind the left ear a moment or so ago. So he's thinking about what he's doing, Krotter. There's changes in levels and angles. He's just trying to carve a few openings. He's trying to create a few opportunities for himself.
What he's doing, I think he's giving up too much ground here, Krotter, to be fair, and putting himself on the ropes at times. What he is doing quite well is there's always a movement, even when he's not doing anything, and that'll just make Ambomo just think before he attacks, and overthink. Sometimes then you end up clamming up and not doing actually anything.
Very loose, relaxed style, Krotter. Flicking out a few shots, switching stance almost to land that right hand, squeezing a few through the guard, and run at the end of his career that took him to a British title, Commonwealth title, and even a European title as well. What a sparkling stretch that was for him a few years ago. Into round two then of this one. Lovely stabbing left hand lead to the body, and then the kind of angles that has Mr. Barry Jones purring as he danced around the target.
It's the right idea, just needs a bit more of a turn with that back foot there, Krotter, that's all. He's been busy here, isn't he? A little bit busier than he was in the first.
He was probably always destined to be involved in combat sports one way or another. His father was a boxer, his grandfather was a wrestler, his dad coached him, parents both Russian, so he kind of grew up in that Russian system in the early stages of his career. Now, of course, boxing out of Germany, who he represented in all of those amateur tournaments, and you can see the pedigree, and you see a very relaxed style so far, but busier in the second round.
Yeah, he is, and the jab's really working for him here, and he's doubling, tripling it up at times.
Oh! Well, there's just a reminder to be switched on. Maybe too loose, too relaxed. And Ambomo just whipped out that right-hand counter.
It's a reminder for him, to be fair. Nothing's come back, and that's the first time Ambomo's really thrown a punch, isn't it, in the fight, so you can sort of forgive him for not expecting anything to come back. But still, there's a reminder you are in a fight, and you always have to be aware of that. And again, about doing your work at a safe distance if you can. And when you have the reach and the length that he has, then You should always be throwing from against someone of Ambomo's quality, measurements, I should say. You should always be throwing from a safe place.
Suddenly there's just a little spring in the step of Ambomo as well.
That's good work though there from Krotter. Not a lot on those shots, to be fair, but the nice sharp punches, good scoring punches, coming from different angles as well. Just needs to turn his hips into the shots a little bit more.
I think Ambomo fancies this a little bit now. He's just, whether it was that shot, it's just whetted the appetite for him.
I would think so, and also, I think, even though Krotter is landing at will, and there's nothing on the punches, and there was nothing to deter you from maybe walking through them.
Yeah, I think there might be some of that in the approach of Ambomo now, as he's trying to pick up the pace, and he's looking to get a few of his own shots off now. Interesting to see if he's going to be able to, at the age of 25, and here just in his second pro fight for sure, as we move into the third.
And my last fight at 25. It was different in the black and white days, Alex. Different.
Nice body shot. He whipped that one in with a little bit of devil.
You see it there. They're real good scoring shots, and you can see why he was a good amateur. But in the professional game, fighters won't care about being outscored. They'll walk through that.
Sure, and that's something you can develop. And it's an interesting discussion, because we're going to see John Marvin coming up in the super middleweight tourney in a little bit later on. And if there's a guy who actually looks like he's got a style suited to the pros, John Marvin's definitely that. So I'm looking forward to seeing him make his professional debut a little later on.
Yeah, so the transition's not always a natural one, not always a smooth one. I'm a good example. I boxed like an amateur through my whole pro career. You just make it work for you. What Krotter has though is nice fast hands, good judgment of distance, speed. He's a good fighter, a good little boxer here.
You can see again there Ambomo's looking to counter him off some of those fast flurries. And I think that's going to be his play. Whether he's going to be able to capitalize on a lapse or a moment, we shall see.
You just see it there with that uppercut. Everything was right there for Krotter, but because he's used to scoring punches, not trying to hurt you with shots, he just didn't really rotate properly into the uppercut. He did there though, with that left hook.
Triple left hook as well. Yeah, you can see the difference in speed here. Getting those combinations. That was a lovely shot. Picked up beautifully.
No, he's clever for sure.
Ambomo is trying to press his case here.
Yeah,
but he also fancies he's looking for a home run.
Yeah, but he hasn't let his hands go, has he, Ambomo at all, really, here. So all this pressure is not going to really have the effect on Krotter, because there's not even an inkling of any sort of danger when he is walking you down.
There he manages to get a few swiping body shots off there, and who's come from the amateur ranks. Some of the best that have turned over from that code and continue to light up the professional sport. Some of the names that he has discussed as role models and perhaps the stars that he wants to follow in the footsteps of. Fighters like Bivol and Usyk, who of course are coming up in big fights over the next few months. Usyk Fury rematch in just a few weeks' time, and then into the early part of next year, Better Biev against Bivol. Gary Jones will be looking forward to all of that.
Just unbelievable, just great times, isn't it, for the sport? At last we're getting to see the best fight the best on a regular basis.
And stabbing jab to the body has worked well the times that we've seen it for Krotter. Yeah, really fast flurries, and he does throw combinations.
Yeah, it's good, and also because he has got the hand speed, he knows he has enough speed to commit to 3-4 punches as well and get away with it. Against a flat-footed Ambomo, of course. That won't work against other opponents, but you can see because he's a thinking fighter, Krotter, that he'll adapt to that. That's good work as well there.
Couple of feints, he didn't really stir any kind of reaction from Ambomo there, and he was then able to step in with a series of punches himself.
It didn't create a reaction, but what it did is it made him sort of stick his feet to the floor, and that's why he could throw that triple jab after those 2 feints. So he's doing what you should do when you're the taller fighter, just do everything beyond the jab all the time. Every time he takes a step forward, you pop that jab in his face.
And when you use feints, Barry, how much of it is just to see how your opponent reacts? How much is it because you are actually trying to set something up?
But it sort of works hand in hand, because you want him to react so you can do something. I mean, it's quite often, that they do something, whether they attack or they take a defensive position or they just twitch. The hand moves a little bit, and that gives you the impetus then to want to throw off that.
So as soon as you feint, you're on high alert to react.
Yeah, well, I think you do it. It's almost like a tempo thing. Bam, bam, bang. Bam is your feint. Bam is the second bam is his reaction. And the third one is your.
Into the penultimate round then. Just a second career outing as a pro for Daniel Krotter.
Again, see, at this weight as well, this high energy, that'll be a nightmare for fighters as well. Because they're used to people more sitting down and being a bit more. They're only 11 stone. They're not giants or anything. But I mean, it's even at these weights, because it's more about getting purchase in your punches. But you've got someone like him who flitters around all the time. That's a nuisance. Changes direction constantly with his feet. Punches from unorthodox angles at times, even though predominantly he is quite structured with his work.
And it might be that'll evolve and develop as he goes through his next few fights. Maybe it'll slow down, maybe it'll become more efficient, maybe the punch output will just dip a little, who knows, we'll see. Maybe you just play to your strengths and do what you know.
Well, yeah, I think all I would say is that it's for a boxer who couldn't punch, like my record would suggest, then being able to punch hard enough to stop him from walking through you, as you go through the weights, that's not enough. I mean, it's easier at the lighter weights to be like that. It's harder at the heavier weights, and then ultimately when you get to the top, it doesn't work anyway, which I found out. But I mean, it's more difficult. I'm not saying he can't punch, by the way, but the way he moves his feet and the way at the minute where he's throwing, he's not going to get the purchase on the punches to really worry you yet.
Nice body shot.
But for skill, he has it in abundance. You can see it. The movement, the variety in his work, the consistency with the jab is all A1.
And he was thinking about the right hand there, wasn't he?
Good body shot.
He had that glove right up next to his chin when he was against the ropes. Again, just mindful of those swinging shots. Just the odd little haymaker coming back from Ambomo.
Trying to be a little bit more forceful here, Ambomo, without really trying to wear himself out, but just trying to be a little bit busier. Trying to put Krotter under a bit of pressure, but it's not really working. Got this one nice and relaxed.
couple of wild shots at the end, but he clipped Ambomo. Into round 6 then. And a step up in distance tonight from his debut last month. That was a 4-rounder over in Germany, and here he is straight up to 6. I think he's got the kind of fitness and the energy, and of course the experience maybe to get going at these kind of distances relatively early on in his career, Barry.
Well, when you're controlling things like this, you know, and then it's you know, you can do 20 rounds of this, can you? Let's be honest.
It is an energetic style, though, so I suppose that is something we'll have to monitor as he goes up in grades through the next year or so.
It is, and it's, you know, but there's going to be, you know, and I would imagine, you know, better fighters will close the ring off more effectively, and also, you know, there'll be chances for you to land more as well, because they'll be throwing punches back at the regular intervals. But you know, you're a nightmare when you're a constantly moving target for guys who maybe think they can walk you down and stop you.
Picked that uppercut beautifully again.
You look at a fight like this, who moves a lot, and you think, oh, what's it going to be like in round 7? Can he still move that effectively? What if he can't? Then you got to question what you're doing, what you can do. Then the pressure's on you then if you can't keep him still. I think he settles down as you know, but I think by 6-7 fights he settles down a little bit more. He gets a little more weight on the shots. Doesn't lose what he has with the good footwork and the timing, and the jab's going to be his best weapon. That's going to win him and lose in fights. And when he doesn't when he doesn't use it enough. But when he's constantly on it, it's going to be the weapon that gives him the distance and the movement and the freedom then to work off that.
Yeah, some of the movement's quite exaggerated.
Yeah, and you'll just slim that down. Yeah.
But early days.
No, I think he's a talented kid.
And certainly those rare moments when they have got close, he looked like he's quite comfortable and strong enough to at least wrestle and roll. Yeah,
he does, but I would say as well, you know, against someone like Ambomo is a little bit predictable with his work and a little bit one-paced as well. So you got a guy who can get closer and then really accelerate with their work. Then he might be a different story here for Krotter. Nice good uppercut there from him.
Yeah, managed to spin and clip and counter. I think he was enjoying himself towards the end of that round.
After 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee's scorecard. Referee Kevin McIntyre scores the bout 60-54. And your winner, still undefeated, Daniel Krotter.